Okay, good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. We're back on the stream as you realized. Haven't been recently very active. I was just trying to optimize my system, brought in some new tools, and was considering changing a few things. We'll see how it goes. Uh, well, first of all, you're seeing yes. So you're seeing like one thing I did is that I overlaid the high time frames on top of the volume profile because they're dynamic and they keep changing. So I just need to keep an eye all the time at them. Um, the second change I did was I introduced an improved order flow, which I'm going to show you right now. Just give me a sec. Yeah, so so you can see I'm using like an improved order flow where I can see all the imbalances, which help me plan a better entry. Uh, so now on into today's, what we see. Uh, so that's the weekly, which is the same as the intraday. So we see the down path just kind of like halted here, where we found a confluence of the DVA, the monthly DVA high, and then minus the weekly minus 1.5 and the plus 1.5 from the quarterly. So there was like and also the weekly previous DVA VWAP, just right here. Those are a confluence of at least like three high time frames, which held the price. However, we are still at the previous day low. So it was difficult for the price to come up. It did come up and retested. And now we're looking for a possible continuation above the VWAP. Let me show you my morning trade. So yeah, I actually took two trades. I took one short as I was seeing that the sellers are very weak. Uh, I didn't take into account the DVA high, and that was my mistake here. So I just cut it off quickly as I realized price is reversing. It's not going anywhere. Then I tried the long from here for possible continuation, but price wanted to backtest the previous day low. And so that's why I decided to cut like kind of like break even here. We have a nice distribution here. So we're just, I'm not interested in getting any trades in this area, but I'm interested in when we go above the VWAP and into the CVA, like at the 6470s, and possible get out at 6474, some about here, take a scale out, and then hold at 6078, another small scale out, and then hold the rest until 6485. That's my plan for today. I'm considering short only if we break below the DVA high, and especially below the 6453. Yeah, just below here, where it was Thursday's low. Okay, so, and let me put everything into perspective here. Oops. Okay, so basically what I'm considering is, sorry. So basically what I'm considering is this for TP at 64.74. So about here is TP1, and the second TP will be at the 64.78, about here. TP2 and TP3 will be right there. Okay, then another thing I'm considering is below the 64.53, just doing like this. There's a level here, it's the Thursday's low, and then I'm looking into the, hold on, I'm looking to short until the 60, 64, 64.34 is the yearly plus 1.5. 64.31 is there's a CVA high below, possibly around 64, 64.35, 64.36. Divided TP1 64.35, and maybe a TP2 which gonna be at the 64.31, 64.31, and then maybe a TP3. We'll see how it goes. Is that the weekly previously low at the 64.29, 64.29, something like that. Okay, all right. So okay, that's basically. I'm not gonna trade in here. There's a very tight range. It's basically like 10 points, so I'm not gonna be bothered. So the market opens in around 3 minutes. There is a high chance we may as well go. Sorry, yeah. There's a chance we may as well go. Sorry, here. Yeah, there is a chance we may as well. There's a 64.80. That's the monthly VPOC. So there is a chance we might hit it again and then, drop below the monthly VWAP. However, if you see at the yearly, the basic, the market is bearish at the moment. It's coming down, grinding at the 1.5 here. So the overall momentum at the moment is bearish. But for some reason we can't disregard the confidence of levels around here. You see there's the monthly DVA high, there's the weekly previous DVA VWAP, there's also the quarterly 1.5, and there is a POC as well. It's the POC of 12th of October. So we'll see how this is going to play out. So basically my plan is, as I said, I get accepted that says 6470s, scale out right before this distribution at the DVA high, maybe get another portion out at the POC right here, and then hold a last one contract up to 6485. Let me see if we have any news today. Mm, so, calendar, okay. 18, no, we don't have any news as far as I know. Let me see if we have any earnings. No earnings, nothing big. Okay, so the market opened. Just gonna be looking at the footprint, see if we have any acceptance. Some rejections. There was some attempt, but there was some rejections at the CVA high there and VWAP. May take us a while before we break out. A lot of absorption. You see here massive selling. You see massive selling. Everything absorbed. As soon as we're done with the absorption, it's gonna pop out. I'm gonna put some increased risk because we're at a nice point where we can just run a little bit, and I wanna leave a runner. You see now we're not doing anything, we're just going sideways, nothing much. The absorption seems to be stopped. Okay, let's see now. We're gonna have the volume coming. You can see it right here. We broke the VWAP. I'm gonna see some attempt for selling. Now we're at the CVA low. We see some absorption there. As soon as the absorption breaks, I'm gonna be entering. There's an attempt to sell. As soon as I saw the absorption, now there's an attempt to sell. Here we can see there's an attempt to sell. Here's the CVA low. I'm just waiting for this attempt to sell to fail. As soon as we enter the CVA low, which is 64, this one, I'm entering. I'm gonna put my stop below this candle here, wherever it stops. So we see like an imbalance, buyers imbalance here, which hold the price. Okay, so far so good. There's some selling attempt right here, minus 240. And let's see, okay, I'm going in now. 5 contracts. I'm gonna put my stop loss just below the VWAP, about here. I'm gonna leave some gap. Okay, I entered a bit late. I just wanted to make sure that it's gonna break the CVA high, the CVA low, sorry. Price is getting rejected. Let's see what got rejected. Got rejected at minus 2.5k. There's another attempt to sell. Let's see if the VWAP is gonna hold or not. Okay, there's a nice buy there, absorption. In theory, it should hold. Well, let's see. We'll see where I'm holding my position. And we are out. I was tricked here because there was an absorption, and then this absorption just broke above, and I was tricked to enter there. So it seems quite tricky. Okay, let's see if we can enter this time properly. There's continuous selling. Despite the selling, I'm gonna be entering again at a better location this time. Okay, okay, from these 5 orders, I'm gonna be taking. It's very laggy for some reason. So I'm gonna be taking 3 right here. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking 3 right here, and I'm gonna be holding 3 of them until this one. And from this one, I'm gonna be hold one more. So I'm gonna break these 2 into 1. Alright. And then I'm gonna be placing a sell stop of 1. Let me see. The price is getting rejected by the VWAP several times. I still believe that this is just temporary, just an absorption, just an area very choppy where it's gonna absorb everything, because it has built it like 3 hours shelf there, and it's not easy to break. I'm just gonna hold it for now. I'm gonna put 1 sell limit here. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. There is a big pressure to break it, but it seems that the DVA low and the monthly and everything holds. I placed a quite wide stop because I want this one to play out. I want just to give it some room to play out because I'm very confident it's gonna play out in the end. It just needs to absorb whatever needs to absorb in the beginning, in the first half an hour, and then it's gonna pop up. we see that there is a pressure there, but also we see that uh, we broke the VWAP. Now we're going to we broke the main distribution. Sorry, volume profile distribution, as we see on this side. So we see here that we just broke the distribution. Now there is a big ledge here. You see, this is why we can't break this ledge. But I'm very good, confident I'm gonna break in the end. This is one take some before the DBA high, another some before this ledge here, you see, which is the 1.5, and then I'm gonna leave a runner just in case we manage to go to the CVA high. So that's my plan for today. The first trade was very unlucky because we didn't go through it. We had to do another big deep pullback right here, and I was taken out. But if this plays out, it's gonna be alright. There is some selling there. We are almost at the DVA high, so it's very natural to find some sellers there. We almost hit our first TP. Okay, our first TP is hit. Again, I'm not gonna raise. I'm just gonna leave it running a little bit. When we take our second TP as well, and I'm just gonna bring. Sorry, I'm just gonna bring my stop loss to just right here, just below the VWAP, just about here. Basically, yeah, just below 2 points. Yeah, I'm gonna let it play now because we may see some rejection and build some volume around here before it can continue higher. So just gonna let it do its own thing. We may test the VWAP again. Now we're testing the buyers right at the edges. It's a bit tricky area. Probably we're gonna find some buyers here. Now we're testing the VWAP again. Yeah, it forms like kinda like a flag. You can see like a flag. But we are still within the distribution though, the main though. The price hasn't been, broke out or whatever. Hmm. So I've taken the majority of my position out. I'm just running a little bit loose here with just the micros. I'm just gonna leave them play a little bit. There's some serious selling pressure, by the way. But we see everything's getting absorbed at the minus 5K now. Yeah, sellers are continuing the pressure, but the previous day low and the DVA low holds. So let's see if it's gonna continue to hold. Overall, the monthly is a strong level. So this DVA high, there's a lot of buyers in here, which they're gonna defend it. And if we see in the past, this it has been violated only 3 times in this current month, and it hasn't been violated the monthly DVA high since the 7th of August. It's a very tricky situation today. The trade is difficult today. We are playing within the very small range, very choppy around here. I was hoping since we broke the 64.70, the CVA low, that we'd see some, price getting a little bit clearer within the side. But since we're building distribution, but very slowly, we're just expanding very slowly. And yeah, we are half an hour within the market open, but we may see things clear a little bit later, hopefully within the next 2 hours. Uh, Now I'm watching the delta. Seems to be has stopped like at the minus 5K. It's not going anywhere, not up or down, just getting absorbed both ways. It's very stable price action, by the way. Yeah, we're still within the week's distribution, but we are the very big ledge which holds the price at the moment. And that's about at 64.58. 64.58, yeah. So it's at the DVA high right about, so right about here. There's a big ledge holding the price. If that breaks, then I'm not interested in holding anymore. And if we go below here, I'm going to be interested in shorting that big area until the 64.38, probably 64.41. Let's see if it's going to fail or not. Yeah, yeah. At the moment, the price range of the last 4 days it seems to hold, especially the low of the 13th of August. It holds very tight. So now remains to be seen if it's gonna break or it's gonna pop higher. My impression, if you ask me, is that it's gonna hold and it's gonna test the higher end of the daily, which is about the 68, 64.84. But that's my impression. Is that's gonna hold and it's gonna come and test the overnight highs. That's gonna take time to absorb all the sellers and everything. With just about here also, we have the weekly previous DVA high. I'm not sure why it's not on my screen. Ah, yeah, it's right here. The weekly previous DVA high. Again, quite choppy action. It seems there's a lot of absorption of the buyers just right above us. So if you see my screen, I'm just gonna show you now. So if you see here my screen, that's the volume profile, and that's of the Globex of the ETH. That's the one we open now, the RTH. So what I'm planning now, let me see. So what I'm planning now is basically to break this range about here, and I'm gonna take some parcels here, and I'm gonna be closing right at the top. So my idea is that we're gonna cover this one area, and we're gonna test the highs again, the overnight highs. This is where I'm gonna take my trade off. Just needs a little bit time for this one to clear out, but we are still within the distribution. So we see here, we're still within the main distribution area. Well, that's why sometimes you have to take some profits like I did now, and then just trust your levels that they're gonna work. Just let them do their job, you know. Like for example here, we see on the screen that the after some tests, we saw that all this conference of high time frames, these are bullish conference, they all held many times. And this shelf right here about the previous day low has held from 6 o'clock until now. So this one shelf is like 4 hour shelf, so I trust it's gonna hold. That's why you see I'm not taking anything, I'm not scaling out, I'm not doing anything, I'm just waiting, you know, for the trade to play out in the end. And I'm gonna trust at this level and this confidence level, they're all gonna hold. Buyers have come in, they pushed the delta from 5K up to 2.8K now. But let's see if we're gonna break the 2.5K, the minus 2.5K in the delta. We are there now actually. Yeah, the buyers continue to press that minus 2.5K. Let's see if they're gonna break it. They keep pressuring now. That's where the CVA low is. VWAP may help to hold the price there. Just keep pushing. Let's see if we're gonna pop up to cover this big imbalance, this big low volume node. So we see that the price still continues to be in a very small range, just chopping around, probably creating a base. Buyers have broken the minus 2.5 on the delta, but they're all getting absorbed so far. Yeah, we can see that there's heavy selling pressure there. The buyers still on the defensive and they are holding the place. It seems that the buyers are stepping in about 64, 67, like about here. So if we look at the daily TPO, this is the yearly volume profile. You see that price will have a big absorption of sellers right here, this area, 64, 64, 64, 65, 66. This area is majority of sellers. However, we see that the buyers are right about at the close to the value area high. So if we manage to break this one, we are entering the main value area, the yesterday's main value area. So we see all the buyers. There used to be like a lot of buyers there, and there still are some of them. So we may see some actually like pushing to the price up to 64.95 probably, if if we're lucky. But that's very optimistic to be honest, under the current situation. Yeah, here we can see where I've entered. I'm gonna be taking one right about the edge of the value area high, and one at the tops right here, where the yesterday, no, 2 days ago, the POC used to be. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom fast and be right back. Okay, I'm back now. We saw that finally broke above again the VWAP. Now let's see how the price action is gonna develop now. I'm confident we're gonna hit the overnight high today, maybe by the end of the day, or who knows. Let's just there's a lot of absorption. The buyers are stepping in. They keep trying to push back to the base to zero, but they're still on the minus 1500. But there's a lot of volume coming in. So we see now that the price, we see now that the price basically tested again the DVA high. It's trying to expand the distribution. Tested back all the range up to the DVA low, then the previous day low, which held the price again. And yeah, we're just now playing within the range of the distribution, basically, within the range of how many points? 73, yeah, 12 points. So very, very limited uh, price range today. Let's see if that's gonna break soon. I'm still holding my two micros. I'm not willing to take them unless I get stopped out. So we'll see. I feel that maybe later price is gonna just break the range. Anyway, I think this is gonna be the end of my streaming because there's no point of sitting here with all this crap price action. Just one thing that we need to consider, one thing to mention is that so if we see here, we see that the delta basically what it did, just basically tested the zero right at the point of the DVA high. That's why we had this huge, massive pullback, and it got rejected. So that's why we had this sudden out